Good afternoon, Kathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to get right into how we came about and just really wanting to be able to help you. My name is Cheryl Rivera. I am representing the founder of the Sharper Image. It is a registered LLC in the state of Florida. And what I do is help individuals who are looking to either obtain a career or transition into another career, as well as I assist youth with job readiness, career exploration, and discovering entrepreneurship. So I definitely know that you're a graduate student from an awesome college. You are looking to get into a career. And this is what I found to be so interesting. Tell me a little bit about why you tell me what your degree's in, and then tell me kind of what you've been doing for work.
Yes. So, hi everyone who's watching. So, my name is Kathy O'D, 25 years old, and I'm a um, fairly new graduate. Graduated 2021 from Florida Atlantic University, and I graduated with my bachelor's degree in health administration. So, I've been administrative assistant for about 3 to 4 years now, working in a doctor office, and I also worked in a eating disorder behavioral facility. And pretty much where I am now. So upon graduating college, I decided to, I had the opportunity to pursue entrepreneurship full time. And I was a makeup artist, and I pretty much helped others, teach them about makeup artistry and pretty much teach them like the do's and don'ts about, the proper steps to apply makeup. And I pretty much got my start on social media as well. So pretty much being very knowledgeable on social media. So currently right now I am pursuing or just trying to take the next steps within my career, within my degree. But it has not been easy. The challenge is it's been challenging. I've even thought about maybe pivoting into another career because when I got my bachelor's degree in health administration, I was not well informed that I needed to get a higher degree, which is, either getting a master's degree or a doctorate. So I fell into that statistics where a lot of kids or, a lot of students are being pushed to go to college and not knowing really what they want to do. And then just because you have your bachelor's degree doesn't mean you're going to get a job. And that's what I thought when I got my bachelor's degree. I thought, okay, well, when I graduate, I'm going to get me the best career. And no, it has not been easy, and it's paused because, yeah, you got your bachelor's degree, but you need other things to back it up. You need years of experience. And that's unfortunate, but this is what it is now in the work field. And, it's something new to me because I was an entrepreneurship for about, I said entrepreneurship. I was an entrepreneur for about 5 years now, 4 years. And it's been a big change ever since, COVID happened. It's been such a big change. And I'm just trying to like, okay, maybe I need to start over. Maybe I need to get some more certificate and everything. So yeah, right now I've even tried to I even try to pivot my career within the technology because I've heard a lot about, the tech industry and everything. So that's where I am right now. So that's who I
Okay.
am and everything. So
Awesome. Well, first of all, just want to commend you for doing what a lot of us want to do, and you actually completed and obtained your degree.
yeah,
That is a huge accomplishment, and definitely you should still celebrate that degree, even though it may not be serving you right now. You did complete your 4-year degree in health administration. So that's huge.
thank you.
That's huge. Now, definitely being an entrepreneur is the ultimate, right? To be able to make your own hours, be your own boss, and generate the income that you need to sustain you, your family in the future. Entrepreneurship, definitely a plus. I will tell you that you are not the first person, and you won't be the last, that I've heard this from. It's not that the institutions are lying. You know, I too represent full-time a college, and they are legitimately wanting to say to you, if you go down this degree path, this is what you are going to be looking to in your career. Yeah. However, what happens is, things change, and the employer is looking. We used to say, we probably still say it, I don't know, but it used to be said they're looking for, this purple monkey. They're looking for the perfect person.
Yeah.
And they're looking for people who have experience. But how can I have experience? You told me to go to college. You told me when I got out of college, this is the minimum that I would make. I know I'm not going to be making all of this, but you told me this is what I'm going to fall into. And I haven't found that yet. And you've been an admissions administrative assistant, and then you kind of work in the health area a little bit, and it hasn't been what you've expected.
Yes.
Well, what I'm going to do is I am going to tell you that what we're not going to be able to change the mind of the employer. The employer is what is happening is they need someone who is able to get the job done without a lot of hand holding. It's now, okay, you are employed by us, and we're going to give you maybe a week's training, and okay, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you do, the basics. And then like after the week, it's like you're on your own.
Yeah.
And so you've made a key statement when you said, I think maybe there's a certification or something that I need. I wish they would have told me that I needed to go on for the master's. But guess what? If you would have went on for the master's, you still would have needed experience.
Yes.
When you do master's, it's a lot of reading. You got to get a part-time job if you can handle that. Some people still work full-time and get their master's, but it's a lot of reading. And so you don't know if hey, if I'm going to be able to cut a full-time job and do my master's and go in debt again. Yeah. So the certifications is something that started making its way. I want to say, maybe like 8 years ago, the workforce started looking in certifications. And now they're really looking into certifications, because a certification at least tells the employer that you have the basic knowledge, the experience of what this entails, right? But at the same time, you still need that experience. We can't go back and rewind the clock. Oh my gosh, I wish we could.
Oh yeah, I wish we can.
We can't do it. And we can't go back and rewind the clock. But what I can tell you is, if you're having to make some income right now, if you're able to, be in a place where you're not pressured to pay all the bills, my first suggestion for you would be to go back and be employed in a position within the healthcare industry. That's the first tip I would say, because it's not going to be director of health administration. It's not going to be, director of a certain area, but you can start looking at jobs like program coordinator. You can start looking at positions like a program assistant, case worker, case manager, because you have a degree. I say back in the day, now I am in my mid 50s. So back in the day when I was a case worker, case manager, that did not require a bachelor's degree. It required someone who had the skill set to get the job done. So we're back to that, right? Requires someone who to get the job done. So you have an advantage because your degree will get the foot in the door for jobs that are in like case management, not case manager, case management type areas, program coordinators, looking at nonprofit organizations like your boys and girls clubs, where they get grants, federal grants, government grants, private grants to run programs. And they're looking for people to help run those programs. Now, because you are health administration, which is so broad, you have to break it down now because you may have a little luxury of time. You have to really break this thing down and say, what is it that I really, really want to do in health administration? And why did I do health administration in the first place? Did I really want to be a quality control quality? Did I want to deal with quality control? Did I want to deal with management? Did I want to deal with stats? Did I want to deal with training? It's so much when you talk about health administration. So my second tip, so the first tip, start back looking at, don't take any other job. If you want the medical, start looking into the social services area. Okay. Community-based. Tip one. Tip two is really, because you may not have any pressure right now, really do a search. Go on ONET. I'm writing everything. And I'm going to share my screen with you right now. We're going to share the screen. And I'm going to be up here in the corner, and we're going to go right now. And let me see if I can get to that. If you can go into ONET. Oh, it's okay. Are you able to? Yeah, let's see. Okay, here we go.
Is ONET the website where you could kind of check out the like different jobs,
responsibilities to different jobs? So this is ONET.
The outlook of the job.
Yes.
Okay.
This is ONET right here. I love this site because this is a site that tells you, how the outlook is, the career, what it's going to look like. And we can do something as simple as, we're here, find occupations. You can go here and there's professional associations, soft skills, job duties. But why don't we just go ahead and do a search, and we're going to drop down and we're going to look at, we're going to go look at all occupations. And I want to see if I can do an advanced search here. Show all. Let's see if anything's going to come up. Okay, where are you at, people? Is it not coming up? I don't see anything popping up. I got out. Okay, I didn't see anything popping up real quick, so I don't want to take time, but it'll probably come back up. If it comes back up, we'll go on it. ONET. Gonna go on ONET and do a search, health administration, and you're going to see, look at the different careers in health administration so that you can get an idea. Then you're going to go on one of my favorite sites is indeed.com.
Okay.
Do the same thing, health administration. But first, I think you have to boil down what careers in health administration do you really, really want to do? So let me just ask you that. Have you ever drilled down to say what it is in health administration that you wanted to do?
So upon graduating, I decided that I didn't want to do health administration. But my guidance counselor was like, "Oh, I mean, you're kind of already done, so
Gotcha.
you might as well finish. And if you wanted to, like, get another degree or something like that, you could always come back to school." So I kind of was stuck with
Sold. I got it.
yeah.
So what is it? Now, you are a makeup artist.
Mhm.
So that means you like beauty, you like people to feel good, look good, you have a talent with art, creativity. Where does that fall in right now? Do you
So
still
that
want to
was
do
in.
that? Mhm.
So pretty much with makeup, it really either falls into entrepreneurship, or you can maybe be like a Ulta Beauty or Sephora, like maybe be like a man if you want to like really sky, like maybe get higher in it, you can maybe become like the store's manager or anything, or department manager within like the makeup collection or something. But I don't think I'm really like a fan of that. It was just more like makeup is just more of like a hobby that I like to do. But
Okay.
it could also fall into like social media, because whenever you're entrepreneurship, you're like really managing your own social media account. So
Right.
I know a lot of jobs that do marketing, and that's something that I was up for as well. I was like, okay, I know a lot about marketing. I know a lot about um I dived a little bit with PR, public relationships. And looking back, I should have went to school for that, but again, I grew up in a Caribbean household, and the toxic environment is like, oh, you need to, either become a doctor, a lawyer, and everything. And I mean, if I came with my degree in marketing, my parents would have been like, what's that? Like, and me personally, I didn't even think people were able to get a job for that.
And we all need marketers. I mean, it's just something that everybody needs, a social media person and someone who
Yeah,
knows
I didn't,
how to, yeah.
it, it, when I was a freshman, I thought, yeah, you could get a degree, but certain degrees, I remember getting warned about certain degrees, like, yeah, you could go get your bachelor's in that, but it's not going to give you a job. So I came into college thinking like marketing and PR and communications were not going to give me a job, but
Wow.
it's reversed, because
It's
now,
reverse.
yeah, because now when I'm actually trying to look for a job, I see a lot about marketing. Like a lot of places are doing marketing internships where you're guaranteed a job right after your internship. It's a lot of opportunities out there for people who went to school for communications, and health administration is very,
Right.
very.
So here we go. This is what you're going to do. You're going to start looking at communication, public relations in the health field.
Okay. That's yeah, I was thinking about that as well.
So now we're in the health field because we got that degree.
Yeah,
We want to get our foot in the door. So
yeah,
now we want to look for, your hospitals are HCR, your hospitals are, when you hear HCR, the people who own the different hospitals. You're going to now look and see jobs in communications in hospitals, PR, public relations,
got it.
because now it's going to show you, like, and believe it or not, like I said, we have to honor the degree because it's going to get you somewhere. It just didn't, we're just jumbling it up how it's going to fit.
Yeah,
So there we go. We are going to look for jobs in hospitals with communication, public relations.
got it.
Now, how can how can you now turn what you like to do, because I want to go back and clear something. I want to go back and tell you something exciting that you may not know. Now, you love, makeup and everything. And you said, you were an entrepreneur for a while, then the pandemic happened, things changed. We get it. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the entrepreneur opportunities that I've been doing for the last, I think I got into it 11 years ago, was selling skincare and cosmetics with Mary Kay. Mary Kay is an organization that was started by a woman for women. It is still the #1 direct sales company in the US, and it takes you at whatever level you want. Hey, I want to just sell and take care of, teach people how to take care of their everyday skincare. This is nothing that you need to, what's the word I'm trying to say? Esthetician? No, this is everyday, whatever. And then the makeup. But there are different careers in the entrepreneurship ladder of Mary Kay. So you could literally go up the career ladder, which is what I did. I was an independent consultant. Then I moved up the career ladder and I said, you know what? I love teaching. I love training. I love coaching, ministry. And so I said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to become a director. And then you have your own unit. And then those women, you are a unit. And then you are in business together, but you're independent. Now, I could definitely put you in contact with someone that you may want to look at that, because that can give you income. You make 50% profit off of anything that you sell, and I still do it to this day. I'm no longer a director in the business. I've transitioned to really hone into the passion and the calling that I have as far as teens, teaching, coaching, ministry. But of course, I can still do something that I love. So I'll definitely give you a referral. And you can listen.
I've heard a lot about Mary Kay. My mom used to have it when I was younger. That's actually how I got my start on Mary Kay. So
yeah, so you never know. You never know. You always hear people say, da, 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 da. You have to do something for yourself. And so I'm a prime example of, yes, I still am. That is a stream of income that I still have, still love the product. It's an amazing opportunity for teaching and training women. So we can always keep our passion, passion, passion. Now, what I would like to do is, I believe I have the screensaver on. We're going to go ahead and wind up. I believe I have the screen share on. I want to see if you can show me really quickly your resume, and if you can, you're real quick, if you can want to blot out your, if you don't have to show the part with your name and address and all that.
Yeah. It's sharing?
Yep.
Okay. So this is currently my resume.
Okay. Go down just to tat. I just want to see the top. Okay, go back up. Right, take away. Okay, up a little bit more. We're just right there. There we go. Education. Okay, here we got it. Okay. So what I'm doing right now is doing a quick look down. You know that resumes, for the most part right now, are going through a scanning system. They're picking up the language that they have put in that job description on Indeed. So if they're asking for talented, experience, documentation, all the buzzwords must fit what your resume is saying if you're going for that particular job, right? So that's a big key.
Yeah.
Now, looking at this, the City Hope, Inspire Wellness, and then what goes under the Inspire Wellness? Okay, listen, the titles of the jobs got my attention if you're looking to something in the health field. The titles got my attention because I'm like, okay, it didn't say, now I'm not bashing Walmart people. I'm just saying, it didn't say Walmart. It didn't say, Macy's.
Yeah.
You understand? It didn't say, the titles didn't say it. Now, looking now then at the body, which is the descriptions of what you did, this is what tells the person if they're looking at it, which is not that many people still looking at a physical resume, but let's just say there are. You want to do everything in past tense right now, even though the year is from this date to this date, your stuff is still in current tense, that you're still doing it. Administrate, support, welcomes and greets, schedules. And then you said collected, provided, answering. You see how your language is changing? It has to say past tense.
Okay.
Right? I scheduled appointments. Right? You see where I'm at? I'm all over the place, but I'm just looking.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So everything is past tense. The only thing that I'm going to say, because this will give you this will give you the opportunity to know that your resume doesn't look bad to try to obtain a position within the healthcare industry because you have companies that you actually work for. What you're going to have to do now is look at the wording of those job descriptions. You should have two resumes. A resume that, hey, I'm just going to, hey, this is a quick one, send it out. And then a resume that's targeted for that job that you're going for. So every day your resume is fluid. You're going to go on there.
I change my resume every day.
Yeah, you're going to go on there, read the job, read the description, and add in those words within this resume body. And ONET will also give you different language. When you go on ONET and you put in something like social worker, and we may say, did home visits, did completed documentation, assisted the families. No, ONET's language is going to be a little bit more targeted, and it's going to say things like stayed in compliance with home visits, structured, visited. You see how the wording?
Yes.
So that it's going to give you the language that you need. On ONET when you put in that job title. So that's why I love it, because you don't have to guess anything. They always say copy to write, Kat. So now, the other thing that I want to say is, for now, I'm not taking anything away, because listen, again, I told you, I love the product of skincare and cosmetics. And every woman, if they don't need an eyeliner, they need something, okay? But I want you, for your job search, I want you to take out the makeup artist.
Okay. Well, I guess my question is with that. So I've had difficult because I've done the same thing too. I had people was like, "Oh, take it out because it's not related to the job." But then again, it's kind of like I was getting more rejections because they were like, "Okay, well, you left your instant or really your last job was 2020. So what were you doing up until 3 years?" It's like
Gotcha.
the break, I guess like the huge lump of break. So it's kind of like okay, if I had to say in a more easier way, I was pretty much getting rejected because a lot of jobs were not fond of me because I was taking a huge career break. And then they weren't giving me the opportunity to act like to get the job and then tell them like why I haven't worked since 2020 or something because I was an entrepreneur and I was just getting a lot of like rejection with that. So
Okay.
actually when I put my entrepreneurship, I actually was getting more calls. Actually, a lot of people were, amazed about it. And I was like, okay, maybe since it's working out, maybe I'll put it. But I know like when I did take it out, because I thought the same thing too. A lot of people told me like, oh, maybe you need to take it out. It's not related to the job. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like they would automatically deny me because they see such a huge gap in my
Right. And you're making a lot of sense. And I'm so glad I listened to what you said because we're both right.
yeah.
Now, when you have a practiced logical statement as to why your gap is away, they leave you alone. When you have a logical reason as to why there's a lag, it's fine as long as you can explain it. However, because entrepreneurship is so hot right now and people know even working full-time, entrepreneurs are full-time workers and working full-time, such as myself. What we're going to do then is we're going to put entrepreneur, and then we're going to keep everything that you did, and we're just going to say business, we're just going to say entrepreneur. We're not going to say makeup. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're an entrepreneur. What do you do as an entrepreneur? You meet, and we'll look at this wording, but I just want you to say entrepreneur, and then what you do as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
Because bottom line, if you did makeup or did the car or wash cars, it's the same skill set as far as generating your income.
Mm-hmm.
What we're doing is we're trying to take away, even though people say they're not judgmental, they are. You can't say you're not.
Yeah.
You understand? We say that, but you judge
Yeah.
by certain things. Oh, so we're just gonna say experienced entrepreneur. Everything you made the same, everything's gonna stay the same, and then we're gonna tighten up the description of an entrepreneur by going on ONET, literally putting in entrepreneur. It's going to give you the functioning, the skill set of an entrepreneur, and you're going to pop that on there. You understand?
Okay.
So it's going to be more polished.
Okay.
Because you get what I'm saying about, I don't care if you're an entrepreneur of a car wash or makeup, it's all the same skill sets.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
So we're going to leave it. And I learn a lot too from listening, and you're absolutely right. Sometimes because they're scanning these things, you want to at least get your foot in the door. So you were saying that keeping it on there got you at least a interview.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And when I didn't have it, I mean, I was getting a few callbacks, but I was getting a lot of rejections. And I, I mean, I even had an interview with when a guy when I didn't have it, and he was like, "Okay, well, so your last job was really what, you know, before COVID. So what have you been doing up in within those 3 years?" And it's just like, "Oh, well, I was an entrepreneurship," and he's just like, "Okay, so." He kind of it maybe in my opinion it kind of came off as like, well, she's a person that's just gonna leave a job because of her entrepreneurship,
Right, and that's why I started by stated that piece has to be real tight when you leave. Like I've left the company, and you have to really be confident and have all your information together when someone asks you a question like that. Yes, there was a time where I had to stop and help. I'm brainstorming now, but it would go something like the lines of this. As an entrepreneur, generating my own income during the time of COVID, I had to stop and get a other employment to meet the needs of my financial needs. But you would bring it into them, so it's not just I was an entrepreneur. You would give them some information where they'll be
Okay,
like,
got it.
oh, I understand.
Okay, got it.
You
I'm
know,
gonna write that down. So if I'm looking down, I'm like really just typing everything.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time today. We definitely, I can share with you that I've given you some great tips. This has been a complimentary session. If you do want me to work with you in the future, just let me know. My services are virtual as well as face to face.
Okay.
The fee schedule is very reasonable, but I've given you some information. My goal is not to, I'm here to help empower. So I've given you enough information where I think that you'll be able to now go back. One, let's start looking at recapping. You're going to look at the careers and the opportunities in communications and public relations within the hospital settings. Don't just stop at hospitals, nursing homes, assisted livings.
Okay.
They have big organizations. It's not mom and pops. We're in Florida, so we're in the retiree state. So big organizations that need PR constantly. So you're going to look at hospitals, nursing homes, assisted living facilities. And then the other thing is you're going to go on ONET and you're going to take the language of whatever job you're looking for. You're going to take the language, you're going to look at their resume with what their job description. Then you're going to look at your resume, go back and look at your resume and pop those things in there. You're not going to be lying. You're probably going to be doing exactly what it's asking. You just got to change the language to make sure that when they scan that resume, those words are popping out.
Yes.
Another thing is, the other last thing was that we are going to take away makeup artist, just say entrepreneur, and do the and go on and get a good definition of the different skills that you did do. And that's recapping. I hope that this has been helpful for you.
Can I have one last question with the makeup
Sure.
artist. Because my business name is Happy Beauty Room. So do I have to keep the name of the business as well, or just say entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur.
Okay. Got it.
If they want to ask you an entrepreneur of what, when you're going to get your foot in the door, then you can go into detail with that.
Exactly. Yeah. That was my goal, is to just give me the chance to speak to you about what I do. But a lot of them are just like, no. So
now I want to ask you one question, so I can know what's going on here. I know everything is online. You're submitting resumes online. People are getting back with you. Are they doing phone interviews and then moving you to a second interview, or do you think people are just trying to do a phone interview now?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of Zoom interviews, a lot of phone screening. Yeah, and then I guess they'll pretty much and even I feel like even if yeah, so pretty much they're doing a lot of phone interviews, a lot of Zoom, and then if granted, I guess if they still want to get to know you a little bit more, you'll get pushed to the second round of the interview. I guess that's the in person. So technically that's the first interview, if I'm being honest. Because I just feel like the phone screening don't really do anything. It just they just call you just to make that appointment. Like, hey, we were really impressed with your resume. This is what we do. I've seen your resume. We would like to get you in for an interview. it's just really like a scheduling thing. Um, so yeah, that's what I've been seeing lately, which is crazy because I mean, I remember before COVID when I got my job, like they just called me, hey, we would like to, were you able to come in tomorrow for an interview? But then now it's kind of like they kind of have to go through like this phone screening, and then that's when they give you the second interview. And
Okay.
yeah,
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take it from there. Also know that when you get into these hospitals and everything, they have reimbursement for schools. Not that you want to take a whole nother degree, but you can get a certification in marketing.
okay,
Take a certification in marketing or something like that. That's going to be your, because you're trying to, you're wanting to go in that, you really wanting to go in your first love. And unfortunately, you kind of got stuck with the health administration. A lot of people got stuck with, I used to cringe when I used to hear, what are you going to college for? And then all the guys used to say criminal justice,
oh yeah,
you
that
know,
was the degree I was trying to stay away from.
Yeah, I was like, what are you going to college for? Nursing. Do you know how many professions it is within the healthcare industry? All the girls used to say nursing. What about ultrasound, radiology, anesthesiologist,
Yeah,
statistician? It's so many different things with physical therapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists. For it's so many different things. But I think when you hear something, like you said, we can't wind back time, but you present very well. You're able to hold your own. I know that you'll be able to hold your own interviewing. We just want to see what happens with tweaking that resume a little bit.
yeah,
Appreciate your time today,
no problem. Thank you so much for
and
having
let
me.
me know if you need anything,
Okay,
and we'll take it from there.
all
And
right,
if you could do me a favor and just stop share,
yeah,
close your screen right now, and then I'm gonna, okay, so that's what I want to do. So I wanted to just end with letting you know that I can definitely pass your information along if you're looking to make some quick, some income. But definitely the ONET is going to be your best friend when it comes to the language and everything. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, I want you to tell me how you felt. How did you feel that this interaction, how it helped you? Scale of 1 to 10.
um, so on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say, um, I would say a 9 because I didn't know about the past tense with my language. Um, that makes a lot more sense as well because I guess it looks more professional in that aspect. Um, and I guess I understand it, like you kind of told me about, okay, maybe you should try to remove the makeup artist thing as well because it's non-related, but you could keep it, by you showed me your skills by listening to like, yeah, but I try to do that, and then he's like, okay, well, we could keep it, but try to like change up the wording and stuff like that. So I'm
Yeah,
definitely gonna
entrepreneur.
try to do
Yeah.
that as well. I
Mhm.
never thought about going to own it. I heard about the site, when I was in college and everything, but because I had a few projects and I had to kind of like go through that site. So I mean, I didn't think it was effective, but I'm gonna try it out to see maybe it will kind of like I'll find some new words to put on my resume, some skills. If not,
And
then
use their words too that they have, as long as it fit, like, oh yeah, that job I did do that. They're just wording it different, but I did that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna see what I could, see on the site and see what I could do with changing up my resume and see if I get some more positive response with that.
Good. All right.
So
All
much.
right. Well, super, 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 super excited to have met you. And I'll be listening out for you. Okay. All
Yes.
righty. Have a
Bye.
good one. And I have the recording
Okay, no problem.
and I am going to stop it now.